Welcome to the final 12th episode of my trip to Japan. In this episode I will show different interesting places and we will talk a lot about the peculiarities of the Japanese culture, total observance of rules, difficulties in relationships, and why is the demographics low in Japan and why do they not want to have children. Now we decide to go and have a bite to eat in such apparently a classic Japanese establishment. It is a cafe or maybe a whole market. So, let's go together and find out what it is. This is where they make sushi, I think. It is a kind of food court.
Wow.
So you understand, it is located in a building. This whole street is in a building. There is a roof at the top. Here are stairs to the second floor. There is a second floor in both establishments, and there is not single tourist here. I walked for a minute and a half. Look, this building is huge. The building and the street just goes right through it. Now we are in Nagoya Castle, which was founded in 1612. And it stood for a long time until it was torn apart by the Americans during the war. Like half of Japan.
К сожалению.
Unfortunately, a huge number of unique historical objects have been lost. This castle was reconstructed and made to look old, but still we all understand that it is not what it was. A local landmark. Here, in fact, is the very castle around which these walls and moats were built. The shoguns lived here, and the samurais guarded them. They attached this appendage to the castle, which spoils the entire appearance. The foundation of one of the parts of the castle. This is all that remains, because everything here burned down after the bombing in 1945. A gorgeous park on the territory of this castle. Everything is well groomed, every tree is trimmed. Very beautiful. And our tribute to the Japanese. We got a green light. What a narrow road here. Naturally, there are no cars, but the Japanese, no matter day or night, there might not be any cars at all. They will stand and wait for the green light. And how we were chatting, before that we passed the same pedestrian crossing on a red light. And there was a Japanese guy on a bicycle, he looked at us like that. Yes, as if we were some kind of super violators. A country of rules. Almost everyone here follows them. Really, not for just anyone. You can see an empty intersection from afar. There will be one Japanese guy standing there, and he will be waiting for the green light. After he has to walk literally 2 meters. Another interesting point about the traffic rules, you can see cars parked along the road here, but there is a specially designed parking lane. Basically, it looks like this. It's just the left lane and they stops at the hazard lights. It's legal here, but it is not customary to park on the road like this, unless there are markings like this. It is a one-way street and you can park here. But yesterday, when we were approaching the castle, the guys were simply shocked because there were a huge number of cars parked along the road, right under the no parking sign. And they said, this is the first time in our lives we have seen this here in Japan. It could be compared to some kind of mass crime. Also, Japan has a huge problem with free parking. In principle, they are practically non-existent. Probably only shopping centers have them. And parking here can cost $25 per hour. A day can cost $50, $60, $70. And the most interesting thing is that there is no free parking, even in 5-star hotels. There is absolutely no free parking anywhere. It is very strange. I could not take pictures of Japanese hotels room because they are so small that if you put your suitcase out there, all the floor space is taken up. These are such teeny rooms, so that you understand, on average, this is the real size of any apartment in Japan. Тут холодильничек. The refrigerator is this big, just for a bottle. I've never seen anything like this before. We have a bathroom here, literally a meter, probably about meter and 20 centimeters wide. Naturally, Japanese toilets. They are absolutely everywhere here. This computer's one. It flushed itself. There are buttons, different options for washing, and a heated seat. You sit down and you feel very warm and pleasant. That was really surprised me. This is the first time in my life I've seen one. Here is the TV remote control with a keyboard. Very convenient. I used it on YouTube yesterday. We are in the very center of Tokyo, and now Sonya is going to try her very first real Japanese sushi in this establishment.
Слушай, слушай, никого не слушай.
Okay, let's go.
Сейчас начинается момент истины. Боже мой, какая красота.
We decide to go to a Japanese cafe for dinner. Everything moves on a ribbon here. You make an order on the tablet, and everything you need arrives here.
А, вот, смотри. Вот сюда приезжает, туда.
Beer arrives here. You finish it, put it down. Whoops, it's arrived. Some kind of samurai food. I don't eat fish, but Sonya is our super mega expert. Come on, tell me what you think about it. How do you like sushi?
This is amazing, this is delicious, this is unbelievable. They only have sushi here, there are not rolls here. The Japanese, they do it simply, they put a shrimp on it, they pour sauce on top. For example, 2 pieces of sushi. Rice, shrimp and basil sauce with cheese, 125 yen. That's about 65, maybe 17 cents, at best. And in Russia you can eat something like that for $3. If one piece costs an average of $1.50, and it's unbelievably delicious. I haven't tried anything like that in Russia yet. Where is my sushi?
Well, and at the same time you can take anything you want here. At this point the establishment is already closing soon. Orders are not accepted. Usually there is a full row here. And it is not only here. It is here, and here is something I would like to try to click, but I will not. And here, by the way, you can throw plates.
Okay.
This is the choice here. Another interesting point about the traffic rules. Look, to the right of me is a bike path, and all cyclists will ride exclusively on it. And we? Ouch! And we will go on the pedestrian crossing. Here absolutely everyone follows the traffic rules, which is extremely surprising. Here there is practically no hooliganism. A rare case when some loud BMW, Lamborghini or something else drives by. Musical pause. Basically everyone here stops exactly at the stop line. Look, there are 2 meters here. Everyone is standing. Here is the stop line, and if a car drives up, it will stop exactly here. Although there are no cameras here like in Moscow, for example. And when the light is green for pedestrians, cars that are driving on the far road and turning, they will turn and stop near the crosswalk. And they will wait until you walk for another 15-20 seconds. No one exceeds the speed limit here. The fines here are serious. If you are caught at speed of 160 km per hour, then you will most likely be put in jail, in my opinion, for 6 months or a year. Everything is really very serious here. For drinking alcohol, smoking, the same story here. But as we have already observed in the evenings in such interesting places where there are bars, clubs, no one cares. Everyone drink right on the street, smokes and more sell drugs. So there is everything here, but during the day naturally all all these cities. All of Japan looks very correct. Today we arrived in the city of Nagoya, a fairly large town, although the guys told me that it was just a village. And it was here that the first Toyota plant and the legendary Liberty Wall company were founded. An unexpected meeting? Wow, I'll show you this now. The most authentic Japanese style. We are now in a parking lot on the highway. And each such parking lot there are machines like this, where you can put some amount. Here 200, here 300 yen, and win all sorts of crap. Adults play this. I don't even know what these are. Balls. And coffee machines like this, for every test color. $1.20. If you love to travel as much as I do, I recommend downloading the amazing app OneTwoTrip. There you can book any airline tickets and hotels around the world. Special discounts up to 15% and exclusive prices if you have premium status. Using this promo code Vishnevsky, you can get a $5 discount on your first hotel booking. So download the app using the link in the description and travel with pleasure. Let's go! We reached the store that I had long wanted to visit at least in one country. This is one of the Supreme brand stores, each of which has hundreds of people queuing up every Thursday to get an item from the new drop. I was forbidden to take pictures inside. And these slot machines are also very popular here. I've already lost 400 yen playing this one.
Вот игроманы.
There are a lot of these things.
Tell me they are similar? Now I have a husband into copies.
And now I'll try to quickly go over the relationships between Japanese men and Japanese women. And here with this everything is quite complicated, to put it mildly. Most Japanese people don't have a family, they don't have children, many have never even had relationships. All because having children here is very expensive. It's much cheaper to get a dog here, by the way, which cost about $10,000. Oh, here are some more Japanese people who cross the road on a red light, and some more. Oh, damn it. Am I red-haired or something? I'll go too. Dogs and cats cost $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 here. This is quite normal, and it's cheaper than having your own child, imagine. That is the immediately plan for the future. A girl and a young man immediately plan that this should not be just like that, but for the sake of the family. Childbirth will cost $2,500 US. However, this money is the return. The state gives you this money. If a child gets sick, medicine and insurance are very expensive here. The Japanese themselves try not to get sick because it is insanely expensive. It is unprofitable. If you take sick leave, you will lose a lot of money. That is, you will not earn it at work. That is why they always wore masks, even before COVID. And here in principle there was no problem forcing people to wear them. They have been wearing masks for 100 years, because there was a plague in the 20s or 30s of the last century, or a plague or some epidemic, and they have been wearing them ever since. But this has transformed it into the fact they are truly a nation of introverts, and they wear these masks so as not to show their emotions, to hide, roughly speaking.
This is like panties for the face. They are called panties for the face, and they are called that because taking off the mask for them can be as mentally difficult as talking of panties. They use it to mask bad breath, some skin imperfections. We have quite a lot of different complexes. The Japanese who work at work and who don't like the work and going to psychologists here is generally something from the realm of fantasy. There is no such concept. And reasoning about that you don't like and changing it, they hide their emotions in front and they're suppress. The boss scolded you and you're under a mask and on the outside you're absolutely calm.
The Japanese are generally used to hiding everything. And when, for example, you're riding during rush hour somewhere on the subway, they are all just like one-to-one. All the same. All in masks, everyone is looking at their phones, everyone is absolutely emotionless, no one looks to each other, they only look at the station. And it seems that they do not notice the people around them. That is, they are so inside their heads, that they recognize the people around them only as objects that need to be avoided. Let's go back to the beginning of the conversation. Otherwise, I've led us in the wrong direction again. Regarding relationships, they are usually cute, complicated here. As that say now, abusive, exactly, I've already forgotten that word. A woman is not a person here, you could say. Within the framework of a relationship, she can be pushed, kicked, screamed at and everything else in public. She will simply endure it. Nothing can be done about it. Here, it is widespread in the culture and absolutely normal. If a man cheats in a family, I mean that this is a common story all over the world, but here it is accepted. That is, a woman sits at the home with a child, and when you have a child, the woman becomes uninteresting to the man, and he can calmly go to women. There are special establishments made here. Hotels where you can order a woman for yourself. Broadly speaking, a local brothel. But a woman cannot cheat. Such cultural peculiarities.
Fuck the patriarchat.
Feminists come to Japan.
Hello, this is my channel now. Oh, I almost ran a red light. This is my YouTube channel now. Run away, light subscribers. In general, I recently asked a person who has been living in Japan for about 19 years. Fact is that he understands this culture quite well. What does it mean when a young girl and young guy make out on the street and they show their feelings very openly? I have seen this a couple of times. I was wondering what this phenomenon is. If they claimed so, the relationships in Japan are the stories quite complicated. And he told me that this is more the exceptions than the rule. Rather, is a great relative than a boy and a girl show their feelings so openly than their I love. And as a rule, after this following scenario happens, the guy dumps the girl gets crazy and spends the rest of her life hanging out in mental hospitals. At first, she lay in one mental hospital, she go out. For a couple of years it was normal. It him again to a mental hospital. But the Japanese do not resort to psychotherapy. What they do not go to a psychologist, what they do not try to dig up their problems, what they perceive everything that happens to them as some absolutely normal order of things. Why do not try to find out, so why is my husband cheating on me? Where is the problem? Maybe I need to talk to someone about this. Well, that's how it should be. That's how they explain it to us. So subscribers, run away. Now this is my channel now.
Basically, all the magazines are quickly snapped up. In the center of Tokyo, in any 7-Eleven and other stores, everything is sold out at once. All the magazines can mainly be found in villages like we are now in Chiba. They are not here either. There are just these ordinary magazines. He always publishes all the new products that will be released in 2 years, in 5 years. Here, for example, is the new Prada and the new Crown, which are just coming out this year. Looks like a Porsche. All the magazines are flipped backwards, not like ours. That is, this is the end. They read it like that. You can just flip through it and look. Nobody will say anything. This is Crown Sport. This is already the second version of the new Crown. The first one was the CUV, and this is already Sport. There will be 2 more versions. And everyone is waiting for the sedan to come out, because all hope is on it. They redesigned the whole model and entered the rest of the world. The Crown car was sold only in Japan before, and now Crown will be sold in America and everywhere. These cars are compared. Civic, Toyota Corolla, Volkswagen, we already know. That is, this is the most simple magazine. There is manga, all sorts of comics, Jimmy is there too. They test Supra, Firelady Z and new Civic. This is energy drink. Only here is not taurine, but ginger root. It helps a lot, we drink it constantly on the highway. This one is for relaxation, to sleep. This is for brain work, with GABA. Well friends, I hope you liked this episode from Japan. I tried to tell as many interesting things as possible. I would be grateful for your subscription. Like this video and see you in the next episodes. We're flying on. Bye. If you like Japan, I recommend watching my series of videos from this amazing country. Museums, cities, exhibitions, car gatherings. You will find all this on my channel, as well as a lot of other content about travel and cars. I'll be glad to have your subscription.